Well, hello, it's Bear's back. I got something for you today. I watched a video the other day by Dr. Locke. And if you haven't seen his videos, you can go watch them. They're really informative. The one I watched was just the other day, and it was his latest, or he might have made another one since then, but it's in his last two or something. And it was on using an iPhone camera, and he had a clip-on magnifier for it. And I thought, wow, that's pretty good. And he was showing about, doing impression a key using that, so you could see all your marks when you do a key. Now, this is what I usually use, and I do it outside with this thing because I need the sunlight and all that to really see anything. And it's like a 5 and a 3, and put them both together, you got like an 8, So that's all the magnification I was getting. And his little one was like, I don't know, $4 or $5, and he was getting better magnification than I get out of that. So I started thinking, I've got this. And this I used on my coins, when collecting coins. I use this to see any flaws or any defects in the coin for, collectability. And I thought, I ought to try this. And the reason I thought of this is because it takes photos, it takes video, and all that kind of stuff. And in my coins, I've got a bunch of pictures of the videos, or the pictures that I've taken with this on the coin itself, the defaults, the mess ups and stuff like that. The error coins, I should say. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this up, and we're going to try to impression this key for this old Master 532. And we'll see how it goes. And I'm not going to have you watch the whole thing. I'm going to show you in parts, piece it all together so the video isn't 8 hours long, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, we're going to go get this set up, and I will be back. Okay, now we're over here at my computer, and I think you can use a laptop. I don't know, anything with a USB port will probably work for this camera thing, and it tells you how to set up your app and all that on this. So this is the box. I'm going to put it here. I'm just going to show you real quick. You can expand it to the full-size screen. Okay. As you see, it looks pretty dark, but there's a little deal on your cable that has a light that you can turn on. Okay, so now we have light to what we're doing. It goes brighter or shorter. You just put it to where you want it, and I'm going to put the key underneath, and you can see. Get the key turned right. You can see, real good on if there's any. This has been filed down, so it's pretty clean. It should be pretty clean. And let me move it to the big open, and we'll see what we got here. So if you're looking on the big open, like you can see in each one of these, you might have to turn it a little bit to get the lighting where it's not glaring, so you can see if there's a mark when you do it. And but it is really showing. I guess too dark that way. It's really showing it. If you come up with a mark, you're going to see it. And so we're going to Now stick it back in the lock and do our wiggling and stuff, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're gonna take another look now that we've jiggled our key in the lock, worked the lock anyway, tried to get the right angle. Doesn't look like anything in 5. You can see where the filings are. Looks like a mark in 4. I'm going to file that one. It's right on the bottom there. It looks like a dent in. And that's kind of what we're looking for. Nothing in 3. Let's look at 2. Let's get it in focus if we can. I don't see nothing in 2. I don't see anything in 1 either. So 1, 2, 3, and then that looks like the only dink is in 4 right there. So we'll file that and come back. Okay, we're now all of our pins right now. Let me get this in here. All our pins right now, or all our cuts are at a 1. So anything that leaves, trying to get this turned right, you got to go the right way. Anything that leaves a mark from now on, like that, we're going to take to a 2. I'm going to clean that off, and then we're going to check it and run it again, because that could be just a burr or something that I did. But I doubt it. I think that might be an actual mark right there, that I haven't filed it down enough. It was probably that deep. So I'm going to go through this key using this method and see if we get an open. I thought I'd show you the files that I'm using here and tell you why. This is a Gladon, Gldon, and it's a number 4. It's down here on the handle. You're not going to be able to read it. You need a magnifying glass to read the thing. But it's a number 4. Now, that gives it the key a real smooth cut. It smooths it out when you go across it. And you always file, when you file one of these keys, when you're impressioning, you file one way. You don't back and forth file. You just file the one way. Smooth strokes. And you'll learn that as you go along. But this thing only costs like $12. Now your Pippin files, those big files that they have for doing impressionings, they cost quite a bit of money. And if I can get by with this, I'm going to do it. And then this is like a Nicholson, and it's like a chainsaw kind of Nicholson. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a really fine file. And the thing I like about it is there's no filing on the edge. The edge doesn't cut. So if this starts making a U in the key, you just take this and you turn it and file the edges down. Now, I know a lot of you will say, well, why don't you just use a V-cut file? Well, I would, but I don't have one, and I couldn't find one fine enough so far that is a V-cut file, or a triangular cut or square cut that would do the job the way this has done for me. So yeah, if I find one, I'll use it, definitely, but I haven't found one yet. But I think that would be a better bet if you had a a fine, and this is super fine. This is a super fine file. I don't know if this will even pick that up, but man, it is super fine. You can barely feel it as you run your fingers down it. So yeah, that's my what I'm using on this. So let's move on. I'm back. All right. Well, we went through the process, and this was a heck of a process. This one, I didn't realize I hadn't messed with this lock in a long, long time, and I hadn't realized what was going on in the keyway. I should have picked an easier lock. Anyway, I'm going to show you what the bitting turned into. Let's see if we can see that real well. Let's get it in the black. The camera focusing. You got a couple of deep cuts. Maybe this would be better. And then you got these 3 high rises in the middle. It was interesting. And as you can see, it opens the lock. I don't know if you can see that, but it does open the lock. But the microscope was a help, but you got to learn how to use it. It was a combination between the jeweler's loop and working with that microscope to figure out if it was a real cut I needed to do, or if it was just some crap in the lock that was getting on the key. So I had to figure that out, and it was kind of a pain. But use the brush to clean off all your filings before you stick your key back in there, or you're just going to stuff a bunch of filings in your lock. And then I check it all the time with the key gauge, see where I'm at. So yeah, the microscope was helpful, but you have to get used to what you're seeing, just like you have to with one of these. But I don't know, maybe a higher magnification deal. But if you want to take pictures and stuff, you can't do that with a magnifier. So I think what I had it for originally was its best use is for coin collecting. And maybe a higher jeweler's loop would be all I'd need. So yeah, I gave it a shot. We all gave it a shot. Thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate you hanging in there with me. Why we did this, I'm going to do a little refining on this, because it's not, if you hold it down, but if you pick it up, it turns fine. So it's just, the key's just a little off, so I have to figure out where that is. You can feel it, you know, and you had to push up to get it to open. So that means it's probably just a little binding and a front pin, but we'll work that out. Oh, I think I got it now. No, yeah, see, there's just a little bit there. You just lift up a little bit in it, so it's just still a little low, not cut deep enough in the front for it to just go. Or it's cut too deep. Maybe cut too deep. Yeah, I think it's cut too deep right here in the front. So I'll lighten that up when I make a key. So, okay, thanks for watching, everybody. Stay legal and have fun.